The Federal Executive Council approves 2.17 trillion naira supplementary budget for 2023. Food prices rose to 26.76% in September, says National Bureau of Statistics. Plus, oil rises slightly as supply concerns offset weak China data. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Musa Abubakar, your guide. Let's begin by telling you that the gains of foreign investment from Vice President Kashim Shettima's visit to the United States recorded more increase as American company John Deere has resolved to set up a tractor assembly plant in Nigeria. The company's interest to invest in Nigeria's agricultural sector was made known during a meeting between Vice President Kashim Shettima and top officials of John Deere, led by its Vice President on Production Systems, Mr. Jason Brantley. Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
By the chairman of Flour Mills of Nigeria, Mr. John Komantaros, with the investors. Vice President Kashim Shettima said Nigeria is committed to transforming agriculture as a pathway to tackling insecurity and improving the livelihoods of smallholder farmers, revitalizing the Nigerian agricultural sector to be self-sufficient in food production, mechanization, provision of fertilizer, agricultural extension services are key elements.
We are open for discussions, for conversation towards fast-tracking the whole process. My principal is very eager to see that the full potentials of the Nigerian agricultural scene is unleashed on the people. He has declared a food security emergency in August this year, fundamentally anchored on the fact that in the year 2021, we spent over $3 billion importing wheat. With all the volatilities in the world, we are vulnerable, we are exposed. We are the second largest importer of wheat in the world. So this is why we are putting in place mechanisms towards addressing those core challenges. And we cannot make much progress without mechanization.
A special agro-industrial processing zones project is designed to provide infrastructure, platform and framework for the private sector to add value to Nigeria's agricultural produce for the global community.
And seeing how we can double the crop output of the nation within the next 4 years by enhancing yield and using science to really drive agriculture forward in Nigeria.
So we were talking with His Excellency about John Deere's SMART campaign, where we focus on solutions that are specific for the needs of farmers in Nigeria, where we focus on mechanizing for yield improvement and better productivity, where we focus on access to finance to make agricultural equipment and technology more accessible. We focus on the reliability and the repair and the support that's necessary to keep agricultural equipment running. And we focus on the technology and the training to make it all work.
Mr. Brantley expressed the company's readiness to immediately engage relevant authorities in Nigeria with a view to actualizing the objective of establishing the assembly plant. From Des Moines in Iowa State, United States of America, Abdurrahman Jibrila.
Now, the National Executive Council, Executive Council to present a supplementary budget of about 2.2 trillion naira for the National Assembly's approval for additional expenditure under the 2023 fiscal year. This follows the approval given by the Federal Executive Council to the request on Monday. Musbaud and Wahab reports.
To secure legislative approval for additional expenditure under the 2023 fiscal year, the Council approved the request to present a supplementary budget of about 2.2 trillion naira.
And this supplementary budget is to fund urgent issues, including 605 billion for national defense and security. This is to sustain the gains made in security and to accelerate. And these are funds that are needed by the security agencies before the year runs out.
It is also to finance the repairs of some major roads and bridges nationwide, payment of 35,000 naira wage awards to federal employees, make-up of conditional cash transfer, and support to INEC for the conduct of the Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo State governorship elections, among other expenses. The Council equally approved process to begin for the construction of a long-awaited Lagos-Port Harcourt Cross-River Coastal Road, as well as the African Trans-Sahara Road spanning Enugu, Abakaliki, Abuja, and to Cameroon.
And so Council deliberated and approved and then directed the Minister of Finance to expedite action on his own part.
Similarly, the Federal Capital Territory Administration also got approval for the construction of access roads for the ongoing Abuja Light Rail project, totaling 5.9 billion naira.
You are aware that Mr. President has given a directive that he will want to ride on the metro line. And now it will not be possible if there are no access roads to commuters, to communities around. Last week, Council did approve about 3, but this one has to do with Lot 4. Lot 4 has to do with communities around the airport, and then where you have the Hajj camp.
From the State House, Musbau, then Wahab.
Let's now go on a quick commercial break. When we return, our discussion segment starts.
There are certain moments in the day when I need my me time to just unwind and indulge.
Now available in 30 grams and 4.
Well, you're still watching Business Express. Let's start our conversation now. Recently, the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee made some recommendations to the federal government intended to modernize the foreign exchange regime and generate revenue for the government. The committee has proposed extensive tax and fiscal policy reforms, including a call to digitalize the foreign exchange system and the imposition of excise taxes on foreign exchange transactions outside official channels. What impact will these reforms have on the Nigerian economy? I have joining me Dr. David Oheruvo, financial expert. You're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, I believe you must have gone through the recommendations, and what are your, I would like to pick your thoughts or your brain on this recommendation to digitalize the Forex regime. How can this help discourage speculation and hoarding?
Yeah, Mr. Oyedele has actually done a good job. I will have started from seeing all those recommendations he made, but if your time will permit, the first recommendation on his tax reform is quite good. I stand by it, and I hope the government will listen to these recommendations and take them very seriously. It's a very good point to say that we should have a digitalized system also in foreign exchange, because the world is going digital for now. And if you go digital, you have many markets that you can access foreign exchange from. So the pressure will not just be on CBN, but on other avenues that can be spread upon. And from there, you get a relaxed means of getting foreign exchange. So in this NTA one time, I've said something that CBN should not be fighting against Bitcoin and other things, that they have come to stay. Many other central banks in the world has agreed to officialize their operations and look at what they are doing. And of course, it saves the country some stress of looking for foreign exchange. And having said that, we know that we have made a mistake. Let's call a spade a spade. Immediately this recommendation came and it was implemented that we should have a free fall of Naira. I cried out that that is a serious mistake, that nobody ever, no country ever, not even the United States, give a free deregulations.
But it's actually an option in which the government is actually exploring it, because when you look at the issue of repatriation of funds by airlines and things like that, it seems like there's a whole lot of problem with the other system, isn't it?
No, what normally happens is there are official rates, official transactions. Then there are other of unofficial but allowable digital forms. If I hear you correctly, what you are trying to say is all the inflow from airline and others, they go to official lines, they go to official markets. But there are unofficial markets that are digitalized. That's what I'm trying to say. Are you clear?
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying in essence is that no country leave its market to a free, leave its currency to a free flow.
And that's the issue I was actually talking about.
No country.
Because how do you attract investors now?
Good.
Because we are talking about
how do you attract foreign currency or stabilize the foreign exchange, the currency? Now, let me look at 3 points which I have brought to the table. And these recommendations are very, very fundamental that I'm going to make here.
Can we actually stick to the digitalization of the foreign exchange market and look at the opportunities and prospects? Can we stick to that?
Yeah, we can. Now, digitalization of foreign exchange or foreign currencies is majorly on bitcoins. On other alternative electronic money. That is essentially where you can get digitalization. Now, if you digitalize it, allow it to flow into the economy in such a way that people that want foreign currency can do their transaction even on their phone. With that digitalization, it will ease the prompt for official market. The patronage of official market will have to come down. And once it comes down, the pressure on the foreign currency will reduce. That's what I'm saying. But there are fundamental principles that
I also thought it's like formalizing the unofficial markets, isn't it?
Yeah, you can formalize it.
I mean,
but
if
you can't control
digital,
it.
That means it's like formalizing the...
Yeah, you formalize it, but you can't control it. It's not under your control. But you can formalize it, but it will not be under your total control. So, but there are ways we can go ahead and ease the foreign currency issue. We ease the problem, which I want to talk about, if you permit me.
I was thinking if we could just focus on those
digitalization
reforms.
Yeah, that is what. In fact, that's what prompted me to go into that area.
Okay.
That's what his recommendations that there should be a stable foreign currency rates and other things is what prompts me to go into this what I'm trying to say now. Now, if you get, or you want to get a stable foreign currency, because we have made a mistake, as I said, by allowing free flow. Now you have to jump out of the pit. And by jumping out of the pit, you have to do what is called redenomination. Redenominate the currency, the naira, by 1 digit backward. And take for granted you redenominate 100 naira. It becomes 10 naira. And that 10 naira becomes, you can equate it. The central bank has to come in and said, we are equating this new 10 naira to $1. And stabilize it by having a gold backup. A gold backup, number 2 step. A gold backup is all money in the world are denominated by a gold backup. A gold backup is easy in Nigeria, will be easy in Nigeria because we have many gold sites across the country.
Doctor, I don't know, but really,
okay,
why are we even in the first place? I feel that we're having conversation about the dollar because we virtually import most of the things we use.
Exactly, 90% of your use of what you have
now,
in the country is.
How do we stabilize the market? How do we encourage foreign exchange into our economy so that it will help stabilize the market? Basically,
good. You can. First of all, it's not just, you have what is called intervention, by CBN intervening to get the rate stated.
But it's not enough because
because you are not producing.
Yeah.
Yes, and because you are not producing, I'm coming to that. If you give me a chance, I'm coming to that. I want to say that.
You know why I'm saying this is because we really have, it's a 30-minute program and we don't really.
I know you always have shortage of time, but let me say what I want to say, and from there you see my solutions. Okay. Now, the second solution is to have a gold backup of your naira. The gold backup of your naira is easy in Nigeria because you will get as many gold sites as possible, get investors on them, foreign and local, and let them be producing this gold. You buy them at a local currency and use it as a backup at the CBN. Now the third one, if you are not producing this gold backup, you eventually sell them and eat them because you will sell them to import from outside.
Okay, Doctor, let me ask you this question. Is
the last step
my producer
that we address
is telling me to
round up.
Somehow round up. But let me ask you this question.
Okay.
One of the recommendations made by the committee is to impose a kind of excise tax on transactions that are done outside the official market.
Yeah, it will be difficult.
How would that affect business and business of those that are in actually the FX market?
Yeah, it will be difficult because the central bank is no more controlling, is no more having BDCs. All BDCs have been delicensed. We are no more having BDC. So it will be difficult. The people that are now doing Forex are doing it on their own. If it is something that the excise tax can only be done on what you can control within a regulated area. But as it is now, if I want to buy dollar from Wuse, for example, I go there, I buy. The excise tax, I don't know how it will be paid. It will be difficult.
But overall, what do you make of the?
But what I think we could do.
Overall, what do you make of both the fiscal and tax committee recommendations?
Yeah, overall, they have done very well. But there are places I don't agree with them. And such as when it says they should have
I'm afraid we're out of time. It's an ongoing
there
conversation.
Are some I don't agree with anyway, but they have done clearly well.
We'll still continue
They have done very well, but there are some places I don't agree with.
Let's consider this maybe a part 1, maybe we'll do a part 2 so that we'll continue the conversation.
Okay, I will hope that you have more time at part 2 because I was quite prepared to give a very good analysis of what.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. David Hruva.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now moving on, oil prices rose in Asia trade on Tuesday after a drop of more than 3% in the previous session, as worries over supply stirred by conflict in the Middle East blunted a dismal showing of China data. December Brent crude futures set to expire on Tuesday rose 36 cents to $87.81 a barrel in early trades. The more heavily traded January Brent crude futures climbed 29 cents to $86.64 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude increased 34 cents to $82.65 a barrel. Now, still on commodities, let's see how commodities are faring in the market. Says the average price of 1 kg of loose locally sold rice surged by 60.59%, climbing from 471 naira 42 kobo in September 2022 to 757 naira 6 kobo in September 2023. Latest report by Bureau of Statistics selected food prices was for September 2023 indicates that on a month-on-month basis, the average price for this item saw a 2.48% increase from 738 naira to 74 kobo in August 2023. Rice prices were most expensive in Rivers State, costing 931 naira 82 kobo per kg, while Benue State recorded the lowest prices, costing 539 naira 35 kobo for 1 kg. Other food items captured in the food price watch include beef and beans. Selected youths from across the Southwest geopolitical zone have been trained and empowered by the federal government through its Literacy for Economic Empowerment Strategy initiative. The beneficiaries who converged on Abuja, the Ogun State capital, went home with starter packs courtesy of the National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education.
Responsibility, spreading its tentacles across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, targeting youths and young adults to change the narrative.
The federal government, in its determination to reduce illiteracy and reduce poverty, provided resources for us to, after equip them with basic post-literacy skills and vocational skills, to also give them what to start life with.
We need it to be sustained. So that's why we are carrying it to the different zones, to drag people out of poverty.
Having undergone various vocational training and skills acquisition programs, this set of youths say they are well equipped to be self-sufficient.
The method of cooking I've learned from my mom or from home is different from what I'm learning now, which is actually a great impact.
I want to thank the federal government for giving me this gift, deep freezer. I promise to use it well.
I therefore urge the beneficiaries to take full advantage of this gesture for them to be self-reliant.
Guests at the event inspected the exhibition stands at the venue of the program in Abeokuta, Akim Jimo.
And next is global market, stock market update, and Bossade is standing by. Bossade, what's happening in the market?
Welcome to the global market segment. European markets are heading for a mixed open as investors look ahead to key data releases in the region, particularly preliminary Eurozone inflation data for October and gross domestic product for the third quarter. DAX was unchanged. DAX is unchanged. CAC 40 also unchanged, while FTSE topped 0.50% at 7,327.39. In Asia, Japan's stocks ended the session higher after the Bank of Japan's monetary policy decision, while other Asian markets fell as manufacturing activity unexpectedly contracted in China. The Shanghai Composite dipped 0.03% at 3,020.52. The Hang Seng Index also dipped 1.52% at 17,141.32, while the Nikkei topped 0.53% across 30,858.85. U.S. stock futures edged lower on Thursday after the major averages climbed in a relief rally. The S&P 500 ticked down 0.21%, Nasdaq 0.41%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average also depreciates 0.01%. No figures from major African markets as at the time of compilation of the numbers. Over to you, Musa.
Thank you, Basade. Well, Business Express returns Wednesday at 3 p.m. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.